I hadn't been home in 9 years. 9 years of emails, short phone calls, excuses. Work is crazy. Can't get time off. Maybe next year. But my mother kept asking, begging, please come home. Your father misses you. He didn't, but I came anyway. The house looked the same. White fence, American flag on the porch, my father's truck in the driveway. I sat in my rental car for 10 minutes, hands on the steering wheel, breathing. Then I got out, knocked on the door. My mother answered. Her face lit up. Sarah! She pulled me into a hug. I stood there, stiff. Come in, come in. Your father's in his study. Of course he was. I walked inside. The house smelled the same. Coffee, old wood, military discipline, photos on the walls. My father in uniform, Iraq, Afghanistan, 30 years of service. Not a single photo of me. David, my mother called. Sarah's here. Footsteps, heavy, deliberate. My father appeared. 62 years old, retired colonel. Still built like he could run 5 miles without breaking a sweat. He looked at me. No smile, no hug. So, you finally came back. Hi, Dad. 9 years, he said. 9 years and you show up like nothing happened. I've been working. He said it like a curse. Right, that job in Dubai. Yes. He crossed his arms. And how's that working out for you? I didn't answer. That's what I thought, he said. Another failure. Just like I predicted. My mother touched his arm. David, please. No. He pulled away. She needs to hear this. She's been running away from reality for 9 years. Playing pretend in some foreign country. And now she's back because she couldn't cut it. I looked at the floor. Look at me when I'm talking to you. I looked up. You're 35 years old, Nisar, he said. No career, no husband, no accomplishments. You know what that makes you? I waited. A disappointment. My mother's face fell. David. She needs to hear the truth, he said. I've been too easy on her. Too forgiving. Maybe if I'd been harder on her growing up, she wouldn't be such a failure now. He turned away, walked back to his study. Dinner's at 6, he called over his shoulder. Try not to embarrass yourself. The door closed. My mother looked at me, eyes wet. He doesn't mean it. I smiled, hollow. Yes, he does. Let me tell you about my father. Colonel David Mitchell, 30 years in the Army, infantry, 2 tours in Iraq, 1 in Afghanistan. He was a hero, everyone said so, and he made sure I knew it. Growing up, our house ran like a military base. Wake up at 600, bed made, room inspected, chores assigned. My older brother loved it. He thrived, joined ROTC in high school, West Point, Army officer, just like Dad. I hated it. Not the discipline, the assumptions. Women don't belong in combat, my father would say. He said it constantly, at dinner, watching the news, whenever a female soldier appeared on TV. It's not natural, he'd say. Women are too emotional, too weak. They don't have what it takes. When I was 16, I told him I wanted to join the military. He laughed. Sweetheart, you can barely do 10 push-ups. I can learn. You'd quit the second it got hard, he said. Women always do. They take spots away from real soldiers, men who can actually fight. That's not fair. Fair? He leaned forward. War isn't fair. War is brutal. And women don't belong there. They get people killed. I didn't argue. What was the point? I went to college instead. Business degree, state school. Nothing impressive. Graduated, got a job at a marketing firm. Hated every second. My father's voice echoed in my head. Women don't have what it takes. You'd quit. You're too weak. I wanted to prove him wrong, but how? Then one day I saw a recruitment ad. Air Force. Pilots. And I thought, what if? I walked into the recruitment office on a Tuesday. Didn't tell anyone. What are you interested in? The recruiter asked. I want to fly, I said. He looked at me. Really looked. Fighter jets? Yes. It's one of the hardest programs in the military, he said. Most people wash out. I know. Why do you want to do it? I thought about my father, about every time he'd told me women didn't belong. Because someone told me I couldn't. He smiled. Good enough. I enlisted. Told my family I got a job offer in Dubai. Corporate position. Good money, they believed it. Why wouldn't they? I shipped to basic training, then officer candidate school, then undergraduate pilot training. 18 months of hell. Running, studying, simulators, flight training, and every day instructors screaming, "You're too slow. You think this is hard? Wait till you're in combat. If you can't handle this, quit now." I didn't quit. Even when I wanted to, even when my body was breaking, even when I was the only woman in my class, I kept going. Because every time I thought about quitting, I heard my father's voice. Women don't have what it takes. So I showed them I did. I got my wings in 2019, second lieutenant, F-16 pilot. They assigned me to the 388th Fighter Wing, Hill Air Force Base, Utah. I flew training missions, air-to-air combat, ground attack simulations. I was good, really good. In 2021, I deployed. Classified location, Middle East. Can't say where, can't say what. But I flew 43 combat missions. 43 times I took an F-16 into hostile airspace. 43 times I came back. Not everyone did. The first time you fly combat, everything changes. It's not a simulator. It's not training. It's real. People are shooting at you. People are trying to kill you, and you have to make decisions. Fast, final. My first mission was close air support. Ground troops pinned down, enemy positions on a ridgeline. I had 30 seconds to identify targets, 30 seconds to decide, friendlies below, enemies above. One mistake and I kill the wrong people. I made the call, released ordnance, watched the ridge explode. Good hits, the ground commander said. You saved our guys. I flew back to base, landed, climbed out of the cockpit, threw up behind the hangar. My squadron commander found me. First combat mission? I nodded. It doesn't get easier, he said. You just get better at carrying it. He was right. Over 2 years, I flew those 43 missions. Some were simple. Some were terrifying. On my 37th mission, I took ground fire. 20-millimeter rounds from an anti-aircraft gun hit my left engine. Alarm screamed. Fire warning. Engine failure. Viper 2-3 is hit, I called. Engine fire attempting restart. It didn't restart. I was 50 miles from base, flying on one engine, losing altitude. My wingman flew alongside. Sarah, you need to eject. Negative, I can make it back. You're losing hydraulics. I can make it. I nursed that F-16 for 50 miles. One engine, failing hydraulics, barely controllable, landed hard, emergency crews everywhere. My commander pulled me aside. That was the stupidest, bravest thing I've ever seen. Sir, you should have ejected, but you saved a $30 million aircraft. 2 weeks later, they pinned the Distinguished Flying Cross on my chest for extraordinary achievement in aerial flight under combat conditions. I was 29 years old, and my family had no idea. It was our third night home. Dinner. My mother made pot roast. My father barely spoke. We ate in silence. Finally, he looked at me. So, when are you going back? Back where? Dubai, or wherever you're working now. I'm not. He raised an eyebrow. You quit? I didn't quit. I finished. Finished. He laughed. That's a nice way of saying you got fired. I didn't get fired. Then what? You just decided to come crawling back here after 5 years of pretending you were successful? My mother put down her fork. David, please. Please what? He looked at her. Our daughter has been lying to us for 9 years, living God knows where, doing God knows what. And now she's back, broke, with nothing to show for it. He turned to me. You're exactly what I always said you were, a disappointment, a failure. Something in me snapped. I wasn't in Dubai. What? I wasn't working a corporate job. I wasn't in Dubai. He stared at me. Then where were you? I opened my mouth. That's when the doorbell rang. We all looked at the door. My mother stood. Who could that be at this hour? She walked to the door, opened it. I heard a man's voice. Good evening, ma'am. I'm looking for Captain Sarah Mitchell. My father's head snapped toward me. Captain? My mother stepped back. A man in Air Force dress blue stood in the doorway. 1 star on his shoulder. Brigadier General. He looked at me. Captain Mitchell, sorry to interrupt your evening. I stood, slowly. Sir. He walked inside, extended his hand. My father stood, frozen. You must be Colonel Mitchell, the general said. Retired, correct? Yes, sir. I'm General Patterson, Air Force Special Operations Command. He turned back to me. Captain, I wanted to deliver this personally. He handed me an envelope. Your promotion came through. Congratulations, Major. The room went silent. Also, he continued, your next assignment. You're being transferred to the 4th Fighter Wing. Instructor pilot. We need someone with your experience training the next generation. My father's face had gone white. Experience? He said quietly. General Patterson looked at him. You didn't know? Know what? The general looked at me, then back at my father. Sir, your daughter is one of the finest fighter pilots in the Air Force. 2 deployments, 43 combat missions, Distinguished Flying Cross, Silver Star recommendation pending. My mother's hand covered her mouth. My father stared. She said she was working in Dubai. Sir, with all due respect, your daughter has been flying combat missions in the Middle East for the past 3 years. She's saved lives, taken down enemy targets. She's a warrior. My father looked at me. Really looked. For the first time in my life, I saw something I'd never seen before. Shock. Why didn't you tell me? He whispered. I met his eyes. Because you said women don't belong in combat. General Patterson stayed for 20 minutes. Told stories, missions I'd flown, lives I'd saved. My father sat there, silent. When the general left, the house was quiet. My mother was crying. Happy tears. My father stood, walked to me, stopped 3 feet away. His voice broke. I don't know what to say. You don't have to say anything. Yes, I do. He looked at the floor. I spent your whole life telling you that you weren't good enough, that women couldn't do what men do, that you'd fail. He looked up, tears in his eyes. And you proved me wrong in every possible way. I didn't respond. I'm sorry, he said. I'm so sorry. I was wrong. About everything. The next morning, my father knocked on my door. Can we talk? We sat on the back porch, coffee in hand, sun rising. Tell me about it, he said. About flying. So I did. Not everything. Some things stay with you, but I told him about training, about the first time I flew solo, about combat, about fear. He listened, really listened. I was wrong, he said quietly. Not just about you, about all of it. I thought women couldn't handle combat because I was taught that my whole career, and I never questioned it. I know. You're braver than I ever was, he said. Flying into combat alone, in a jet, making split-second decisions. I did infantry. I had a platoon. You're up there alone. I looked at him. I learned from the best, I said. He smiled. Small. Broken. No, you didn't learn from me. You learned in spite of me. Today, I'm 35 years old, major in the Air Force, instructor pilot, teaching the next generation, men and women. My father came to my promotion ceremony, stood in the front row, in his old dress uniform, crying. Afterward, he hugged me. I'm proud of you. For the first time in my life, I believed him. Last week, I took my father flying, civilian aircraft, small Cessna. He'd never been in anything that small. I took off, climbed, leveled out at 5,000 feet. You want to try? I asked. What? Take the controls. He looked terrified. I don't know how. I'll teach you. So I did. And for 20 minutes, my father, the man who said women couldn't fly, learned to fly from his daughter. When we landed, he was quiet. "What are you thinking?" I asked. "I'm thinking," he said, "that I wasted a lot of years being stupid." I smiled. "Yeah, you did. Can you forgive me?" I thought about it. "I'm working on it." He nodded. "That's more than I deserve." People will tell you who you are, what you're capable of, what you can and can't do. And sometimes those people are the ones who are supposed to believe in you most. But here's the truth. They don't decide. You do. I was told women don't belong in combat. I was told I'd fail. I was told I wasn't good enough. So I became a fighter pilot, flew 43 combat missions, saved lives, got shot, survived. Not to prove him wrong, but to prove myself right. Because at the end of the day, the only person you need to believe in you is you. Everyone else will catch up eventually, or they won't. And that's okay too, because you'll be too busy flying to notice.